Criminal history. Who doesn't have one? Well, the person recording this video for starters. Not to say I haven't, dabbled in the illegal, but wait, then I'd be putting confessions out to the world. Never mind, I've never dabbled in the illegal. These wrestlers, though, well, the same can't really be said about them. In one way or another, every single one of these wrestlers is booked somewhere on a criminal record. Now, isn't that fun? I'm D Wicket, and here's 10 shocking WWE wrestlers with a criminal background. Now, I can hardly even stay invested in a regular wrestling match anymore, so you know damn well it takes a stroke of RP genius to keep my attention unless your mascot's this pudgy little bastard. But Raid? Hey man, so you going to that party? Hey, do you hear something? Oh shit! There's a dude with magic in the... Oh, he stabbed him and he shot him. What the f... Raid Shadow Legends is that stroke. That glorious mix of ambition, great storytelling, and of course, battling. You throw in that PvP aspect, a bunch of collectible champions, a couple big boy boss fights here and there, encoded in a paint of gorgeous 3D, and mwah! The PC's greatest gift. Except psych, they managed to fit this entire dragon into your phone. That's right, Raid Shadow Legends is by far the coolest thing on mobile today, so get down to the description and start downloading from our special link. Get you some early silver, get you one of these epic champions, or I'll get Braun Strowman in the comments section with something else for you to get. Number 10, Ric Flair. Alright, maybe shocking wasn't the right word to start off with. Of course, where would a list of criminal records be without the man who open-mouthed kissed Becky Lynch at the 2016 Royal Rumble? Jesus Christ, you're welcome for that reminder, by the way. Can we just get that on screen? Oh, yeah, there it is.
Oh, no. What? Are you kidding?
Ric Flair's had quite the illustrious career both in and outside of the ring, but sometimes that Nature Boy gimmick got a little bit too far into his head. One of the most infamous instances had to be when Flair refused to pay his wife over $32,000 in spousal support through things like insurance and leases. Thanks to his mishandling of money when it came to wife number 4? Maybe number 3. Maybe it was, I don't know. Whichever, this led to an arrest. Number 9, The Big Show.
On the floor! I said on the floor now! Now!
Now, before I tell you about how Paul White once exposed himself in public, I'm going to need you all to promise not to make any jokes involving, well, The Big Show.
I did speak to your wife earlier today, and she said that at home you haven't exactly been measuring up to her expectations.
God damn it, it's inevitable. The dude literally put on a big show by bringing out his big boy and showing it off publicly. Come the fuck on.
Mr. White? I'm gonna need you to come with us.
Now, charges were eventually dropped on Big Show since there wasn't much evidence, but apparently he decided to bust it out in front of a female motel employee. That's about all we know. A tiny bit of evidence and a never-ending sea of potential Big Show jokes. Number 8, Jimmy Uso.
He is better known as WWE's Jimmy Uso, and police say a night of drinking in downtown Detroit with his wife got him arrested.
Trophy husband of Naomi and tag team partner / brother of the other one, Jimmy Uso is a surprisingly rambunctious fellow. Over the last decade, he's had 3 run-ins with the law that we know of, including one not too long ago. 2011 and 2013 gave Uso a pair of DUIs, one of them when he was found driving himself on the wrong side of the road. You don't do that.
You're on the wrong side of the road, you stallion puss! Back off!
Earlier this year, Uso found himself arrested once again after a drunken altercation with the police in Detroit. Hey, shout out Michigan, you boys from there, and if you can count on anything from this state, it really is criminal activity. That's not even a joke.
She said he been drinking a lot. Bro, you understand me? I'm just here and I'm in and out. I'm in and out, man. I was here last at Toledo, man.
Number 7, Jack Swagger. Poor fucking guy, he got hit with the RVD. He got Van Damned. The poor bastard just wanted to light up. Come on, it's basically fucking legal everywhere now. I mean, it's not. It just got legalized in Michigan, though. Aha, fuck you, but it's still not really that legal. Swagger was pulled over for 10 over the speed limit, and the cops got a quick confession out of him the second they could smell the marijuana. I mean, yeah, it's kind of harder to defend smoking when you're pairing it with driving, especially if you're fucking around going 10 over. RVD also takes the spot, by the way. He's the spiritual successor, number 7, but, like, I'm I'm way too sad still about what happened with his WWE title reign because of it, and I don't think I will ever have the heart to truly talk about it.
What did you find it to do for you?
It blocks anxieties, it helps focus.
Number 6, Sunny.
39-year-old Tamara Sitch was arrested again late today. That's her second arrest in 2 days and her 5th arrest in the last month.
Sunny is a great example of looks not taking you everywhere in life. That's not true. Actually, I have no fucking clue how business savvy she was. I mean, yes, she was hired pretty much exclusively as a model, but then again, so was Trish Stratus, so who the fuck are we to say anything?
How can you control a man like primetime Brian Lee? I just don't understand.
Well, I don't really have a problem controlling any man.
Well, it definitely looks like she doesn't have the best knowledge of the business, seeing as she was notoriously hated backstage, got herself kicked out of the company, found her way through numerous arrests for various reasons, even getting herself 6 arrests within 4 months, 3 of them in the same goddamn day. She's got a laundry list out with this shit too. Domestic disputes, third-degree burglary, disorderly conduct, assault, and multiple restraining orders have made Sunny one of the most decorated criminals in WWE history.
Ms. Sitch has serious underlying alcohol and mental health issues. She has complied with her treatment. There's no assaultive behavior alleged in this case.
Number 5, Randall Keith Orton.
It was the summer after I graduated of '98, when I was 18. And I went to boot camp. I graduated with a meritorious promotion.
This one's a classic. I know Randy Orton trying to join the Marines and letting his temper land himself inside of a military prison isn't objectively funny, but it sure fucking is subjectively. Like, what was the thought process here? He specifically disobeyed orders from a superior.
So I decided to do what I had to do to get out of the military. I jumped on a Greyhound and took a 50-hour bus ride to St. Louis, Missouri.
Like, what the fuck? That's the entire point of the Marines. Well, maybe that's not the entire point of the Marines, but you get the idea. Why the fuck enlist yourself in a group designed to take orders from authority if you can't control your emotions enough to listen to the authority? Kind of ironic he couldn't take orders from a higher power despite being great in WWE and knowing how Vince operates the company, but touche or some shit like that.
I drove back, turned myself in, boom. They put me in the brig, got a special court-martial, and for 38 days I was in a military.
Number 4, RTruth. Oh man, you know RTruth gets a lot of shit despite being pretty great in my opinion, but especially knowing his past, it's really nice seeing where he ended up and how his life turned around. As a teenager, Truth's passion was music, so despite excelling as an athlete and receiving scholarships for football and track, he passed up on both of them to pursue music. That's respectable as fuck, but unfortunately was the much more difficult option, and to keep himself afloat, he had to sell cocaine on the streets.
I chose what I thought was the easy way for me to shine by living a fast life, and I paid for it.
After 3 arrests, he was iffy on what to do next with his life, but he was pretty much stuck just with what he knew. But after a 4th arrest stole 13 months from his life, he decided it was time to make a change, and then professional wrestling happened.
That taught me to be a better man, because it taught me what I didn't want. I didn't want to go back. See, I'm in control of my life now.
Number 3, William Regal. The actual top 3, including RTruth, are pretty much all wrestlers' really rough pasts, so I figured I'd try mixing it up, throwing in a bit of a more light-hearted incident that landed a superstar behind bars. Substances can do wild things to the brain. Kiddos, learn from William Regal's mistakes.
I was in no fit state. I was physically out of condition, not good. I was, taking a lot of drugs. Drinking a lot, whatever else.
He was going through a period of his life where pills controlled him, and on this particular plane ride, he was a little bit too intoxicated also. According to Regal, all he remembers from this flight is taking a piss on the plane with the bathroom door open, having a flight attendant tap on his shoulder, and him turning to see what she needed, while still pissing. Next thing he knew, Alaskan prison. That is a fucking story. Maybe it's not actually that lighthearted. It involved pills, alcoholism, and jail, but I mean, it's better than the other ones. Number 2, Booker T. Most people know Booker T had a troubled past of some kind, but most people only know from the storyline with Triple H where it was just loosely referenced. In reality, Booker was the youngest of 8 in a very poor family and had both his parents taken from him by the time he was 16. God damn, that is a rough way to start adulthood, and clearly it had its impact. Seeing as Booker would land himself 19 months after pleading guilty to an armed robbery at the same Wendy's he had worked for 2.5 years.
We ended up robbing the Wendy's that I worked at. We went in with the uniforms on, ended up sticking them up, getting away with the money, and man, we got about $1,000.
Book pleaded guilty and was originally sentenced for 5 years, but he managed to get out on parole and soon after, luckily, found his way into wrestling.
Yo, thank you for the sub.
This robbery. Oh. What's pocket?
And number 1, Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP, one of the stupidest names in WWE history. The man grew up in Florida with a police officer as a father who clearly didn't have the most influence, seeing as he joined a gang by the young, ripe age of 12. 12 years old in a fucking gang. Yeah, we've had some wrestlers with criminal history before, but let's be honest, guys. MVP is probably the only actual criminal we've seen pop up in the WWE. His childhood gang eventually turned straight, and after a few run-ins with the law, he really caught shit when he got sentenced for armed robbery and kidnapping for 18.5 years. He only served 9.5 of it, but the words only and 9.5 really don't go together.
When you get released, in my situation, I get out of prison, I was 16 when I went in, 26 when I came home. They didn't rehabilitate me.
And those are 10 shocking WWE wrestlers that you might not have known had a little bit of a criminal background. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. After liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and notifications, zing that bell.